Hey everybody, and thanks for watching Woodcrest Bonsai. In this video I'm going to take some Shillings holly cuttings, and they're hiding among the weeds, but there's one there, there's two, three, or four. They didn't take that well, but the ones that did take, I'm going to remove them from this rooting tray, which has a lot of weeds. Plus, very interestingly, it also has 1, 2 Ficus retusa seedlings. But we won't go there on this one. So the process is going to be using my spoon to pull the cutting out of the seed bed. Then I've got some small containers, and I've taken, these are food containers, actually applesauce, and I've done 2 tiers of holes with my awl, one at the base and one about a third of the way up. And then I'm going to put them all into this tray that's also filled with soil. And the reason I do this is so that each individual pot will be more stable when it roots into this ambient soil, so they won't be falling over all the time. Plus, it makes it easier to water, because as the roots move out of the holes in the pot into this soil, I can just water the whole tray as a group, and every plant will get water instead of trying to individually water them all separately. So this works pretty well for me. It's not perfect, but I've had pretty decent success. So I'm going to put the phone on the tripod, or the camera, and put it on pause, and then so let's grab a cutting, take the spoon way down and try to get all the roots that it's got. Which is not much, but it should be enough. And then I like to make a little mound and then feather the roots out. So there's really only 3 roots coming from the cutting. So I'm going to try to get them at noon, 4 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. Then put them in the mix here and fill that all up. So then the next one, trying to do one at a time. I don't want the very small roots. So here's one with much better roots, and it's also a double trunk, but I don't think I'm going to do the double trunk. So I'm going to take off this one. I want them basically to be all single trunks. And then grab my pot, make a little bit of a mound in the middle, take my roots and feather them out. So you can see that they're all, this is also only 3 roots. So once again, 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And at this stage, when they're little tiny like this is the time to do this. Because the roots that you put into place right now, that's where they're going to be for the rest of the life of the tree. So once this thing has a root, trunk about like that, it'll have that really nice root system. So then just place it in the tray and then push soil up around it. And we are look at that. I've lost the spoon. Oh, he disappeared into the weeds. Literally. Okay, here's another one. It's all off camera, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, here's another one with some really nice roots. Nice and full. And the tree even has a little bit of a curve to it. So, same process. fill the pot, make a little bit of a hill in the middle for the tree to actually sit on, and then feather out the roots so they come out in all directions. And you notice I'm not really cutting any of the roots at this point, but they all radiate out in all directions the best you can, the best I can. And fill it with soil. And unfortunately this tray is only wide enough for 2 runs. I've tried 3, but it's just too tight. So this is pretty much the story. And I'm going to do this with every cutting. It's kind of like discovery. Ooh, what do the roots look like on this one? Once again, pretty nice roots. Pretty nice. We got some nice white roots, some new roots. They're all still dormant, which is important. And the process is just the same. Get that mound in there. Put the plant on top of the mound. And then get those roots. So like this one, this root here. Oops. I always seem to be blocking the camera with my hand or my arm. So this root here needs to go more over there. And I guess I can cut this really long root. And then fill it with soil. And then I just very gently want to press down. Don't want to press down too hard. And give it its own little spot. And there you go. And it's just the same process for all the rest of them. Then I'm going to take the ficus seedlings that are out, that are in here, take it out of there, pull all the weeds, even perhaps sift the soil. Because you see, this is basically all perlite. And then I also like to add some organic matter. Pure perlite will root plants, but then there's no organics to feed the plants. So I much prefer to add a little bit. So like if you've ever made rice, there's something called dirty rice, which you add more stuff other than just plain rice. So I kind of make dirty perlite, if you can relate to that. So take the perlite and add a little bit of soil like this, so that when the rootings do cut, when the cuttings do root, there's some organic matter there for them to begin to feed off of. Perlite is so sterile. Now, obviously, you could add some fertilizer, but that's pretty much how I do it. I've had success doing it like that, so I continue with the things I've had success. And so that's the process. So then we're going to do, another one here, and another one here, and another one here, and another one here. And I should be able to end up, if I squeeze them in like that, I should be able to end up with 9. 9. So there you go. And these are applesauce containers. And then once these guys have rooted, which will probably be, the middle of summer, I may take them out of here and grow them bigger. So, take them out of this soil and then put them in larger pots so they can get bigger. I have some really nice shohin trees that started like this that I will show you soon as they begin to sprout, and I need to do the spring styling, and they all started just like this. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already and you want to see just what happens to these guys as they begin to grow and mature and the next stage, please subscribe and hit the notification bell and leave a comment. And I know these are tiny, but my experience with Shillings cuttings is they can't be much thicker than this. I've never had luck trying to root thicker cuttings. So there's a period of time between the cutting and a finished tree, but it's worth it for me. They're one of my very favorites. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.